Oh boy, we got a bunch of fun stuff here with Uncle Sam, and I got another car here for you that you guys gotta check out. You guys been asking about, gotta check it out. It's a really pretty cool car, but that is later in the video. But before we get to that, I wanted to say that this is the perfect time of year to release a hoodie, and we have one. You guys gotta check it out. We just rolled this out. It is available for pre-order from now through the 17th. Do check it out. It is in the link in the description below. You can order it through our website. Hope you guys enjoy. Enjoy the video. What is going on, guys? We are back here with Uncle Sam, and it is great to be back at the shop. Happy 2020 to you. We are so excited about so many different things. It's kind of hard to get my bearings. I'm talking to the guys here this morning, and we're going in about 12 different directions, but I got a lot of stuff to share with you. So guys, we got Streetcar Takeover coming up very, very soon. It's actually the end of the week right here on Saturday, and we are very much looking forward to getting Uncle Sam back up and running. We've got a small pile of parts trying to get Uncle Sam down to fighting weight. We're gonna measure that. That's not a lot, but we're working on it. And Laz, I see you trimming off something there.
We're gonna make that light bar detachable, so that's bad on aerodynamics and bad on weight.
Absolutely. I think ever since we put this on there, I probably lost about a couple miles an hour. In fact, some of the cops that I had talked to said that it really does knock down the top speed of the car. I think they said 4 or 5 miles an hour on an OEM car, that is. But
so similar in size, but it's kind of stupid on my Wrangler. The 50-inch light bar across the windshield did the same thing.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is because it would start overheating if you tried to cruise at like 80 on the interstate.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, it was so awesome for the PFI guys to get that up and running for us. However, we do want to keep it. We actually found out that it was backwards, so we do need to flip that guy around. There is a couple different things that we have connector wise we're trying to figure out. We get some Deutsch connectors. We should be able to take care of that, and we're going to make a bulkhead.
So this is actually just a main power supply. This is 2 wires, and then we need to see if we can get a bulkhead for a telephone connection. We might have to just put like a phone jack deal up here.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I really love this thing. I really do. It's like
it's a nice light bar.
It is a fantastic. I mean, it was so awesome for the dude to hook us up with that, and that's quite a blessing. So guys, we have had the doors off. When we had the door panel off, there is a bar down in there, and we pretty much came to the conclusion that I don't think we're gonna dump it. It's such a small, minuscule amount of weight that it's not really going to mount to anything. So we decided to let that be, and there's another one in there as well. But we are trying to address all the issues with Uncle Sam that we've had, why we haven't been able to race him. Guys, bear with us though. They have some pretty nasty loud dump trucks, as you can well hear right next to us, and they are closer than they've been in a while, so noise might be a major issue. However, so George, a couple of things. Fill us in, man.
Man, we had a leaky meth line. Little homemade meth line we made at the time of install. You gotta do what you gotta do in one of those situations, but we just fixed it, so now it should be good to go, rock and roll.
George, lately I think we've both been accused of being meth heads. Lately.
Oh, that's nothing new for me.
All right, so we had a little leaky meth line, that's one thing, and our cheap expansion tank. George, I think it's time. I think it's time.
Almost time?
Yeah.
Or it is time.
I think it's time. Now we got to see if we can fabricate another tank. This guy was really awesome. I think we got it for about 78 bucks or so at Walmart, and it did serve its purpose, but the top leaks. It's great for street pulls, but if we want to take it to the track and be able to do some stuff, we haven't really been able to remedy the leak on the top. We had a clamp right there. We put duct tape around it. We put a towel underneath it. I mean, all sorts of freaking rednecky crap in order to be able to get it to go down, and it's just not right. All right, to give you a quick example, here is a CTSV with a very, very similar tank. Now that thing still obviously does have some leaks. However, that is a 5-gallon tank. That is freaking awesome. We'll still use the pump that we have in Uncle Sam. We just need to be able to get it into a nice sealed tank, and hopefully be able to take this thing down the track this weekend. All right, so Laz just said that this is kind of a small method of torque management, and he's absolutely right. We kind of came to the conclusion that I believe we're probably gonna need to take a little bit of pulley away so that we tone down the power, be able to figure out the suspension. While it's really nice having all that power, I mean, dude, we went to the track, messed around with tire pressure. It's just too much down low.
To get the chassis dialed in down low, then we can add the power back up top.
So we can always come back and add the pulley, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of pulley out of this. That's gonna be able to drop our boost probably at least 3 or so pounds. But we do wanna try and be able to get this figured out first, be able to get it to go down the track, and then we'll bring the power back in. So we're gonna change out the pulley a little bit later today, get it back on the dyno, make sure everything is good. But Streetcar Takeover is what we're trying to make down at Bradenton. Hope to see you guys there. It's a pretty awesome event. If you guys haven't ever gone to one, you gotta check it out. All right, so lads, we have a Camaro rear cradle on this thing, and we have larger brakes than we really should at the moment.
Well, when you build this car, you were talking about road coursing and drifting. I think it's turned into a drag car.
Yeah, pretty much. It really has. George, hey man.
With AC.
Yeah, George, I'm really thinking we should just dump the AC. You know, I've been really feeling... Okay, but on the note of torque management and the rear cradle, okay, we looked into doing a smaller wheel so that we could have more sidewall, be able to get this thing to bite, and we were looking at different control arms.
Lighter brakes.
Yeah, and lighter brakes, yep.
Gotta get serious with that 15-inch brake kit.
Yeah, in order to get a 15 on here, which is really what this thing does need at this power level, it's pretty expensive. It's a little bit outside of what we can be able to budget at the moment, but what are our options? I mean, really, we got to be able to put a smaller brake on there. We do have some really small brakes. Are you going to be able to make a bracket work?
I don't think so.
Yeah. We got to get this thing up in the lift and check that. We're going to try and make it work with what we have at the moment. The tire has worked really good, but again, with the shock of this manual trans, let's see what we can do. So guys, as I mentioned, we got so many different things cooking. We still have a bunch of customer cars that we were trying to get done. I got something on the dyno over there. That is an amazing car. It makes like 850 wheel horsepower. We got this car that we're going to be dynoing a little bit later, and we got this Chevy 2 right here, which is absolutely sick. But these guys are crazy busy with this stuff. We got so many different things cooking. It's hard to be able to really put in the time on one thing at a time because we're spread so thin. But at the moment here, we've been talking about safety. So the other thing too is that we're trying to pull out weight because we know we got to put a little bit of weight back in. On that same point here, we put in a pretty massive order with RaceQuip, and dude, we've got harnesses now for everything new and updated stuff. We've got some helmets. It's a Merry Christmas. And Laz, you got a little upgrade here, I see. I mean, I think this thing was totally fine, but
we couldn't
let's upgrade it. Oh, that's shoot.
You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, and then like this, dude, this is so sick. This is going in the S10. We're gonna put that in a little bit later today, and that's a fire retardant boot. It's gonna really make it look a lot better as well. And I don't know, man, can't wait to get that thing on there. That is awesome.
It's gonna look better than the one that's on there, the invisible one.
Yeah. All right, and we'll try and put some harnesses in there as well. So I'm gonna actually drive the S10 with some sort of safety, like at least one item of safety. That would be great, you know? Anytime I've been driving, we haven't had the seatbelt, so it's just been kind of stupid.
Barely
actually.
even had seats.
All right, man. Well, dude, we got a lot of great stuff here, man. I can't wait.
The helmets?
Yeah.
Let's see how shiny they are.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh man,
I like it a lot.
got a nice little pad on there, top of your noggin.
Yeah.
Nice and
Oh yeah, man.
memory foam.
That's gonna be great. You know, some people that have died that have been in really like slow speed accidents just because their head hit the roll bar. So, guys, if you got a roll bar and something, you need to have a helmet or put some of the orange aid up, and even then, the orange aid plus the helmet is really where it needs to be. Yeah.
Dang, son.
Your Christmas prayers have been answered.
Look at that, baby.
That is awesome. That's beautiful, man. All right, the big question is can you fit that large melon in that small case?
Maybe just the red piece.
That's a good helmet right there.
Very nice. Is it gonna work?
Yeah.
Awesome. So now, shenanigans for everyone, but a little bit safer. All right. Oof. I don't know, man. I think this is probably like 25, 30 pounds. We'll see. Oh, 28 pounds. All right, so let's add all this stuff up. Heck yeah, man. Right about 51 pounds savings. Knock her out, George.
Paint off of here. We got this plate here for our seatbelt harnesses.
I'm telling you what, man. It is so hard to get weight off a car, and it's so easy to put it right back on it. Can't say that'll. Except it's with my body.
This paint is some good stuff, heavy duty.
It was really hard to get off, huh?
Yeah.
I heard you grinding for a while, dude. Looks nice, man. George, what are you doing with safety glasses? We use safety squints here.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't want to risk it today. It's Monday. I still got the rest of the week.
Come Friday, though.
Come Friday, oh yeah, I'll be in here, no shirt, no shoes. Grinding away.
Welding with big slag with my shirt off.
Barefoot Billy.
So guys, we wanted to be able to take the S10 to Streetcar Takeover. However, we are still waiting on the trans. in lieu of waiting on the trans after the holidays. We did just pick up our drive shaft today, and that is a much beefier, narrow diameter, and that should be able to keep us from hitting stuff. So we changed our pulley back from where we made just over 1,000 horsepower. That was freaking awesome. It's a milestone I've always wanted to hit. But this other setup right here, that was the best we had made on this pulley setup, was 946 and 870. Now, I will say that we have a heavier wheel and tire on there. The engine is broken in a little bit. The weather's a little bit different, and so on and so forth. There's all sorts of variables, but I don't expect to necessarily make exactly that number. Might be a little bit beneath it. These wheels, those are definitely heavier than what we had on there. However, we do have a number of things that what we want to be able to straighten out. So again, I wanted to mention we are just trying to be able to shed a little bit of torque so we can get this tire to work at the track. So within this tune, I had some areas where I wasn't exactly happy how, as I shifted gears, it was a little bit leaner. Kind of seemed like the transitional fuel was lacking. So I did a couple things to be able to help that, and hopefully we should be able to make very similar power. Let's see what we got. So we're going to tweak this a little bit. Again, we're just trying to optimize this, be able to do a bunch of burnouts, keep it safe, but yet be able to make as much power as we can safely. All right, Georgie, let's get this thing done. But hey, I've been making a couple pulls here, so I want to see what the coolant temp is for the blower. So take a look at it, tell me what you think. 90, 100, 200?
Well, let's see here. About 75, 80.
What do you think?
Probably 80 tops.
Really?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right, well, let's do this, man. Obviously that's rolling resistance, so I don't know. It's not bad. I riched it up a little bit, made 896 and 835. I'm okay with that. I think that that's a totally livable. It's rich enough. We don't have any. You didn't see any knock or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think I had any here. So I mean, we're looking right on. This should be good to run at the track. It was just nice to have a good checkup, go through all of our stuff, make sure everything was working right.
Find a couple problems.
Yep.
Fix those.
Yep. So guys, we've heard a number of your comments asking about the Chevy 2 that we had on the lift, and I just wanted to show it to you before it is gone. Really is a pretty freaking awesome car. LSA powered, so we put in a flex fuel kit, we changed the cold air, got a real cold air system on this thing right now and tuned it up. Just made just shy of 700 wheel. I think it was 695 or so wheel horsepower. Love that first street look, dude. Maybe not. It's not that big of a tire. The more I look at it out here and off the lift, the more I like it. It's going to be smooth. It's got a 4L80 tranny. It's got the GM Supermatic calibration, so I can go ahead and plug in with the USB port. Got that all dialed in. It's pretty darn sweet, man. I'm going to go out for a test drive right now. So guys, this is definitely something that is truly just like an old car. I mean, the steering is... There's a whole lot of moving going on and not a lot of steering. It's not very responsive. It's definitely an old car, but it's pretty darn sweet. And this thing makes a lot of power. 700 wheel, but it makes very near that amount of torque. The torque is so nasty. I mean, when we accelerate in second gear, it is it's pretty rowdy. So Jeff is track maintenance, the man for controlling the track, and he sees a lot of crazy crap. And obviously we don't want to wad this thing up. It's not mine. That would really suck. And the brakes on this are really probably not so great. So I just kind of wanted to walk into it, see how it is. I'm gonna go turn around. We're not at the good clean side. So we're at the dirty side where it's just, you know, it's dirty. Yeah.
This is the construction zone down here.
Yeah, and cops are over here doing pit maneuvers like, well, what, twice a week at least?
Exactly. They go into had them out in the woods here.
Yeah. I heard them last night or yesterday.
They were here, yep, yesterday all day.
So they go out in the grass, come back in, and leave the dirt all over the place and get all stuff. So
that's it. No, it's just a little dirty down here.
We'll very moderately get into it, and it's just like what I don't like is that, you know, it's a whole lot of
that's a whole lot of movement with not a lot of action.
You said it better. Yeah, you definitely said it better. All right. Yeah, the brakes are very poor.
We'll put the brakes on the steering list.
Look at that. I was like, as I was having to steer, like. All right, so let's see how this. We'll give it a little bit longer of a hit here and see how she goes here. So. Yeah, it's just a weird feeling. Like,
yeah, she needs a little more track, a lot of power.
Yeah.
You certainly would like a little more response out of that steering when you're going fast.
Yeah. Walk in. I'd like to see a 1-2 shift, but let's see how it goes. So, and just as what I was doing right there is, again, I'm trying not to be the idiot that's just like, you know, out, try and feel out the car first, guys. There's always, I'm sure he can tell you, guys that are a little green on a setup, and it's like I jump in a different car, multiple cars, different times a day, and you never know what you're gonna get. I've had some cars that are so sketchy.
They're all gonna react a little differently, exactly.
And then even some brand new cars that are a little bit wonky. I've had a tire be so far out of balance, it felt like you're in a paint shaker. Sure. And it was like a brand new, like 17 Z06.
What kind of gears is this in it? It seems like it's long.
Yeah, 325.
Okay. Yeah.
So first gear's like 50 miles an hour, second gear's like 100. Yeah. And then third gear's 150.
Okay.
And I'll walk into it. Shifted second. That doesn't seem like that, but that was, I think that was 105 there, but wow. I had to pedal it just a little bit. It's crazy, dude. I'm steering this much in order to keep the dang thing straight.
Feels like the wheels are off the ground, but they aren't.
I'm all new school. I get busted on for, like, you know, guys are like, oh, I had to do that with my old car. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm all new school pretty much.
Exactly.
All right, well, that actually gets me everything I needed. That's perfect.
Good.
You smell those brakes. Did you smell that? Oh my gosh. So guys, if you're down in Florida or anywhere nearby in the Tampa area, come on by Showtime Speedway on a Wednesday night. They're doing some test and tune. They got a roundy round. Pretty neat little setup. And boy, do we definitely appreciate the fact that they open their doors so that we can do some little test-its like that. Well, this thing definitely does get the job done. I mean, this thing should trap somewhere in the neighborhood of, I would probably guess about 107 in the 8th. we had a lot less of a track, and we got about 105 out of that little test drive right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a hell of a lot of fun. We'll see you on the next episode. We got a bunch of changes for Uncle Sam so that we can make Streetcar Takeover. You guys got to come out and check it out. God bless you. We'll see you next time.